What it ain't? It's your boy Rude Dog. Check this out, man. This is an adult channel. We getting ready to make it all happen, yo. Let's get on off into the disclaimer, yo. I was about to go ahead and do it, but yo, I just had to let y'all know this is an adult channel. But anyways, but yo, let's get on off into the disclaimer because I got a few things I gotta say, and then I gotta get on off into the video, nigga. But yo, check this out though. This is an adult channel where adult things do happen, adult things do go on. You will hear me smoking, you will hear me coughing, you will hear me saying some things that will offend you. Profanity is used extensively, so if you are under 18, please get your parents' permission. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Do not take anything in these videos as accurate in real life. Anything in these videos is no slander nor disrespect. All behaviors is expressed in regards to the title. Talk my shit. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk a little shit. Know what I mean? We're gonna talk a little shit. So that's what we're gonna do. But now, let's go ahead, yo. Y'all see it at the bottom of the screen. Go to it. HustlesNoRest.com. Check it out, dog. We got some real shit popping off, man. Every episode, man. Just go to the More tab, man. Just go to the More tab. Click that motherfucker up there in the corner called the More tab. But it ain't on here, nigga. You gotta go on the site. You gotta go on the site that you see at the bottom of the screen. That you see at the bottom of the screen. But anyways, I'm gonna quit playing with y'all. But yeah, I'm just happy as hell that the motherfucking show finally jumping off on a damn good foot. I'm happy. Simple as that. I'm happy. My partner's helping a nigga out. That's what's popping. And then like that, we got the backstories of the whole Is So Real coming up on this motherfucker, man. The backstories. Man, look, see, cats wasn't ready for this, man. They wasn't ready for this. They didn't realize the history and the story that comes behind doing this, doing this rap shit. We're giving y'all the truth. We're giving y'all the facts. We're giving you the sauce. Know what I mean? The truth, the facts, the sauce, dog. That's what it is. Like though, cause shit, coming up next, we got my boy Frizzle. He gonna come on this motherfucker and break it all the way down. Nah, hold up, nah, hold up. My fault. We got my boy Knowledge Bone coming up next. Then we got Frizzle. Then after Frizzle, we got Chief Wee. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Real shit's going dizzy. Real shit's going dizzy. But yo, matter of fact, I could bring up the pictures like nigga right now, nigga. Nigga. Nigga, I can bring up the pictures right here. Boom. Okay. Okay, hold up though. Hold up, let me give y'all the accurate information. Let me give y'all some accurate information up in this motherfucker, man. Motherfucker, man. Motherfucker, man. Let me give y'all some accurate information in this motherfucker, man. Motherfucker, man. Let's see. Let's get some slides in this bitch. Video. Let's see. Image. Yeah, let's get some images in this bitch. All right. Bam. All right, y'all. Let's get some images. Now, I'm going to show y'all the show lineup. We already went through Frizzle. So now, it's now like, though, bow. That's next. Right there. My boy Knowledge Bone. Get ready. That's the next podcast coming up right there. Right there. Knowledge Bone. Knowledge Bone from like though this dude right here is the face of motherfucker. It's so real. This cat right here is getting ready to get live in this motherfucker. I'm talking about like though you want to know the real backstory. This nigga got it. This nigga got the backstory of every motherfucker. Even this nigga sitting here talking shit. Yeah, me, nigga. Even this nigga sitting here talking shit. Believe that, nigga, me. Even it. Then, like then after him, coming up next, Coming up next. Coming up next. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, So let's see who else. Uh, and then right after him, we got my man Frizz. We got Frizzle. Now this story right here, this is gonna be a story for your ass because see, y'all wouldn't know that me and this nigga even got a little bit of a background. It's like about like that big, but still real shit. Y'all wouldn't even know, dog. You wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know. But yeah, this nigga's also motherfucking this so real. But then again, on the back end, before it's so real, me and this nigga knew about each other before then. But yeah, though we kept that shit on the low though. It wasn't even like that though. We knew about each other, but we didn't know about each other. Know what I mean? That's some other shit. But anyways, yeah, we got him. then, then like though coming up right on up after him, we got the lyricist himself, Bow, Chief of We. So yeah, like I got a busy month, man, busy month, dog. But now we got now we got all that out the way. Let's go ahead and get on off into some videos what we came here for. Yeah, I'm just doing something random. I'm gonna change the title in a little bit, y'all. I'm gonna change the title. I know, title all fucked up. I'm gonna change the title, man. Yeah, yeah, man. I'm gonna change the title, man. But anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't nowhere prepared for this shit. I just motherfucker just pulled a random show out my ass. I wasn't nowhere prepared for this. I'm normally prepared for all of this shit, but yeah, you know how that go. So now I do. Y'all great see how I pick shit. Sometimes I just pick just some random shit and just talk shit about it. Let's see. Let's see like that. What y'all want to see? Like what? What the hell y'all want to talk some shit about? Let's talk some shit about some shit. I know I'm great get probably like though fuck with Facebook. What should let's talk about some random shit online. Let's see. Let's see like what we want to talk about. Da, 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 da. Ah, there we go. Chico Bean airs out Nick Cannon. Let's check this shit out, dog. Let's check this shit out. Chico Bean airs out Nick Cannon. Okay, yeah. Chico Bean airs out about being fired. That's what we get ready to do. That's what we getting ready to do, y'all. We great. We great. Check out some aired out Nick Cannon. My fault, y'all. I definitely need to be more prepared for this shit. I definitely need to start being more prepared for this shit, y'all. Chico Bean airs out Nick Cannon. Now hold on though. I keep going back to part 2. I need to go to part 1. Mm-mm-mm. Well, then, sorry, y'all. We got to deal with part 2 right now. Yo, I get y'all part 1 tomorrow, y'all. This is just something random.
Establish you financially.
Yeah, man. Financially, when I say they was telling me that I was only going to do 3, it was just word of mouth. Wow. This is one of the head producers that said we were only going to give you like 3 shows at first. Could have. He could have got it. I'm talking about at the time when he got us, nigga could have what?
Yeah.
I mean, without question, could have put us in a 720, a 360. About being signed to a rapper. Like, you know, the rapper is signed to Interscope or Universal, and then you sign to him. And so now everything that he is, you know, got to be subscribed to, you are now subscribed to that and his turn. Like I said about the contracts, they could have got us. You right about that. Yeah. Without question, they could have got us.
Because y'all would have signed
and
that.
We would have signed MTV, and then even some of the shit that we did sign was like high.
They fired him that time. How did that work?
I mean, shit, that was above our pay grade, to be honest with you.
Did they try to keep y'all?
No, I mean,
remember that time, bro. When he went through whatever he said and all this shit happened, that boy was out on the island by himself, what it looked like publicly.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon has been terminated, accused of making anti-Semitic comments on his podcast. Viacom CBS, which owns Inside Edition, called Cannon's remarks hateful speech and fired him as the host of the MTV show Wild 'N Out, saying it condemns bigotry of any kind and we categorically denounce all forms of anti-Semitism. The controversy erupted after the 39-year-old TV personality's bizarre interview with former Public Enemy rapper Richard Griffin.
That he appreciated and respected about us being the, you know, some of the stars of the shows that he created. We let it be known, like, man, he still had us in the capacity that he had us in regards to the fact that it's one thing to give an opportunity, it's another thing to stand beside him while you giving it to him.
And if he's done that for y'all, it's very important.
I mean, because this was one of the funniest shows, and that shit is on, and Nick about to introduce the game, man, in West Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm like, what the fuck? I know I paid my cable bill. Why the fuck is Fresh Prince on? They cut that shit off like that. Stability in certain ways. So you have to be able to recognize certain things to not be taken advantage of by these people who you assume yourself to be smarter than. You know what I mean? And that has helped me a lot in perspective, as you said, in this game, like in being able to be comfortable in my position and not be concerned with nobody else, because I understand that, you know, it's so many different ways.
Are you in competition?
No, I'm not in competition with anybody because I'm just trying to get the most I've ever had. Like, you got to understand, for me.
But I'm saying the market, right? So there's market share that we got to deal with.
Oh yeah, no. Now in that regard, I equate that to the work. You understand. My work is my work. My work is A1. My work is always going to be A1. Yeah. You can feel how you want to feel about me. Personally, that's your right. And you're entitled to your opinion just like I'm entitled not to give a fuck about it. But when it comes to this work, I do work in every capacity that I'm supposed to be at the highest level. So as long as my work good and my work right, I can't be concerned with nothing or nobody else. the opportunities that I've been able to garner have been strictly based off of the fact that when I show up and do my job at the highest level, whatever that job is, whatever you hired me for.
I never saw you have an off, and I'm sure you had in your brain.
Oh, man, yeah, but I'm talking
I haven't
about
saw
in
it be
regards
visible.
To the people,
Yeah.
I'm going to show up and do the work. So the competition aspect, now mind you, if it's ever a situation where, like, my perspective is always be, I don't have a problem with a problem, but I don't want no problems.
Right.
So a lot of the sensitivity that, you know.
Take that, y'all. I don't have a problem with a problem. Word of advice. I'm going to use that.
I see in this game amongst niggas who are competing but
Right.
really ain't. They
Right.
just hating. That's all they doing.
Right.
There ain't really no competition
Right.
involved in that because nigga, when we do whatever it is we doing, that's like we get into a fight, nigga. We shake hands and turn around, you shoot me in my back. That's what these niggas is doing. So I'm not even putting myself in that category. I'm not in competition with anybody, you know what I mean? Unless they, if it's somebody that says they want to compete, okay, well, cool, let's do it. I'm all for that. But as far as my blessings, I have a perspective that my blessings are mine. They got my name on them. You can't have them. He can't have them. Can't nobody have them but me. And the more I'm concerned about what it look like when you get yours, I'm going to have mine sitting over here unclaimed because I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do to focus on that.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the market share in regards to just having, only so many venues that you can do, or only so many comedy clubs that you can do.
So many, yeah.
When you show up and do it at a certain level, you ain't never got to worry about not being able to show back up again. How you conduct yourself within that space, even off the stage. Like, I conduct myself consistently no matter where I'm at. I'm the same nigga every single time. And you know how people talk. They gonna call a dude that's, oh, you had him here. How did he conduct himself? How did he operate in the green room? How did he treat the people? How did he treat the staff? That's another thing about this game. Like, it's about relationships in regards to how you treat your fellow man or fellow woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I treat people with the same respect that I expect to be treated with at the highest level everywhere I go.
And we was just talking about that out there. It's like, yo, when I come in somewhere, I speak to everybody. I hug the people that,
Right.
Like, I fuck with the vibration because I'm trying to pour into people. But when it's time to work,
it's work time.
it's work time.
It's when I'm always conducting myself in work time, in work mode, and when I show up and do what I'm supposed to do, it's gonna be done at the highest level. So anything that comes outside of that ain't for me to have, and that's what I see a lot of niggas chasing in this competition, if you will. Niggas is chasing what they say you supposed to have in this position, and who the fuck is they? As always, my question.
I also think that part of me, I guess, I feel like there's a secret competition with me, in particular, because again, my voice, like you say, product next to product is a problem for some of these guys. So we try to do anything to keep, like, same with 85, man. Like, people do, a lot of these comics, some of these looks y'all should have already, the tickets y'all have already generated. We talking about hard ticket sales.
Yeah, man, but they don't.
That supposed to equate to opportunity. I know this. I've studied the game.
Yeah, and
it does. But I'm talking about at the level.
I know what you talking about, the corporate sponsorships and all of that. But that's what I'm saying. You never know who's in position that's making the decisions.
But then that means that there's a lie being told that it's all about numbers.
Oh, that's definitely a lie. It's not about it. No, fuck the numbers. It's about how I feel about what I'm looking at in the position that I'm in, and determine based off that emotion. If I'm in a position of power and I see something that you do here as Loon that I don't like, you make me uncomfortable because a nigga that talk like you robbed me back in the day, or a nigga that talk like you fuck my bitch, or whatever it is that makes somebody that's in them positions feel uncomfortable about your presence, even though they ain't never been in it.
Right.
It's nothing you can do about that.
Exactly.
All you can do is just keep producing, and eventually those people with those perspectives, it's rotating.
Yeah.
It's one. Yeah. It's this come once in a lifetime.
Right.
So when you doing that type of shit, you can't really worry about, in my opinion, you can't really be concerned with the fact that you're not getting those looks in those moments, because it's like I said, it's about the long game.
Yeah, now for sure.
You know what I mean?
And you know what I think though? I think because again I'm high consumption and I've read so much and took in so much information that part of why I think you and 85 is okay is because, or the difference I'll say, because we both okay. I don't like to put myself down because again I've accomplished things that's so rare.
All the way.
But when the difference between me and y'all, or you in particular, because you here, is I'm out on the island by myself. And I think because of that, community is so important, right? I think that you, DC, Carlos, and the whole squad over there, but y'all three in particular, that community holds you up, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? For me, coming from where I come from, and I just thought about this today because it's very important that I identify what's happening so I can make the right move. But because I've came from the streets without a predecessor, without someone that taught me about cameras or podcasting or talking to people or interviewing folks or keeping a conversation going, like this is a dance. Ain't nobody taught me that. I had to be high consumption to figure out how this is being done. I watched thousands of hours of CNN, not because of what they saying, but how they saying it. What did that word mean? Oh, you say that when you don't want to be sure about something, but you want to answer a question.
Right.
You know, I just took in so many technique because everything is processing technique. But when I got on in this shit, or when I decided to do podcasting and lead the streets, for me to be able to elevate, I had to leave my tribe. So I'm now in a new place in life without my tribe.
Y'all catch that? Are y'all catching the sauce that this man is like serving you? Are you taking time to taste the sauce? This man just sit here and said, in order for me to elevate, I had to leave my tribe. A lot of time it's not you, it's the people around you. Sometimes you got to change your surroundings to get to where you want to be, but it still don't mean that the people that was around you, you turned your back on. You just needed to step out of that picture for a second. That's all that means.
And I think this is the spot where they say it gets lonely when the further you get to the top. It ain't because ain't nobody there. It's because you had to shed all the skin that you had to get to the top of the mountain.
And you realize when you up there, you don't identify with anybody else who's up there. And that's cool, you know what I mean? And in my experience, and just from what you just said, like, you have a responsibility to make sure that you always recognize the process as you doing it, because you can kind of get caught up in having the perspective of wanting to accomplish this goal so bad that you lose sight of the shit that's really important, and that's your ability to be able to consistently, just keep going and keep pushing yourself to get to that point of, I got to get to this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's walking up the steps versus going up the elevator, if you will.
Right.
When you walking up them steps, man, sometimes you got to look down and see how strong your calf muscles done got in your thighs.
Yeah.
And you doing it. You doing it the long way, but still, you got to recognize the fact that when you got to a certain point as a person that come from your environment, coming out the streets, like, you can't really compare yourself to... it really ain't too many people you can really be comparing yourself to in that regard. In my opinion, you're doing yourself a disservice because you really in a lane of your own, and that island that you are on is your island. So you just keep building that motherfucker up, and that's the way that you continue to be able to grow in a way that doesn't make you have to, look and say, man, you know what? I should be over there, or I should be getting this.
I think it's about how do I get.
Nigga, preach. Man, nigga, preach. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, y'all need to peep the sauce.
Get the money to my island. Not the money, because we ain't talking about hundreds of thousands, because I'm already
big dog
in that
bucks,
league. Yeah, I'm
talking about the millions.
Yeah, bro.
But that's
like,
you gotta just keep
just time.
You gotta just keep doing it, man.
Charlamagne tell me that all the time. I think Charlamagne, and he gonna see this he gonna say Loon he a bad motherfucker. Cause again, conversation tells me so much. Yeah. But I think he's understanding that I'm
you got the impatience of a street nigga.
Yes.
And that's
I think he can feel that I may be growing impatient, not with process, but position.
Yeah.
You know, because I know I'm operating higher than these guys. I'm touching the people that's cutting their checks.
Yeah.
Picture the niggas that's doing podcasts, the people that's cutting some of the biggest checks in the game tuning into my podcast. Mm-hmm. And I got to live with the fact that my name ain't on this list.
Yeah. So what?
That's what I got. Yeah,
so what, bro? Like, I'm telling you.
Cause the list ain't validated, that's my name on it. This is what the big dogs was calling me and saying.
I mean, that's the way you gotta view it, bro, because it's like there's no way to quantify what the people are getting from what it is that you doing. Outside of the people being able to make you the person that's on that list. And the motherfuckers who making the list won't allow that to happen because that null and voids their job. That takes them out of the equation and out of the rotation of what they're supposed to be there. So they're not going to subscribe to the group think, if you will. We over here with it. So you can't concern yourself with that because I look at my career up until this point. If I was worried about what I feel like I should have gotten, then I would be one of these bitter ass niggas walking around out here mad about the fact that I ain't a movie star or whatever it is you want to quantify as being the most successful in this game. I just have learned to be able to understand that perspective, as you said, is everything, and knowing that what I came from, like, and my perspective within that, I stayed in my college apartment for the first 4 years of me being on TV just because, man, I got a difference of perspective. I don't care what nobody think about what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So if I can do that, now that I'm out here getting it to a level, why should I give a fuck about what they care about what it look like now?
Right.
Like, it don't make no sense to even have that type of perspective.
And I think it's programming, right? What I think I'm dealing with, and I think Charlamagne is trying to help me fight through it. I think I'm dealing with the programming, with thinking that, see, I know enough to know better, but I gotta have the discipline to give myself rewards in the future.
Yes, that is very true, bro.
You know
like,
what I mean?
It's necessary, Loon, because you got to think about it from a perspective of, like I said, every problem I got now was a solution to every problem I had. One of my problems would have solved all my problems 10 years ago. Man, everything that I can consider to be an issue in my life now, 10 years ago, I was begging for. That's why I can't complain about the position that I'm in, no matter what. It's always going to be somebody more successful. It's always going to be somebody less successful if you basing it off the opportunities that are given to you, not the ones you make.
And then we're on a conveyor belt
exactly.
in regards to those opportunities, and I'm creating a shot. But then when I'm over here, see, you got to see what it costs Kyrie.
See, y'all ain't catch that. It's based off the opportunities you make instead of the motherfucking ones that you think that you got. You got to get up on that, man. Quit playing. Let them cook. Taste the sauce.
Create a shot.
Yeah.
Niggas don't even consider that.
But that's a lifetime of work, though.
Yeah.
See, that's what they don't see. They didn't see, them on the court at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning shooting layups in the rain when they was 13, 14 years old. Or, nobody sees. It's one of my favorite commercials.
Let's take a break from today's show. I want to take this opportunity to let you guys know that this digital real estate is up for sale. If you would like to get your brand in front of a very large audience, you need to purchase advertising from It's Up There podcast. The biggest brands in the world are advertising with It's Up There podcast. We are move of inventory. Our conversion rate is extremely high. Send us an email. Let's see if we can do something, get you a campaign, put that together, get you in front of the people, and really move the needle. It's Up There podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get back to the show.
He sees it's one of my favorite commercials. I remember when I was a young nigga, was the Jordan commercial where he was just running off all of the shots that he missed, and all of the game winners that he missed, and all of the times that he lost, and all of these different things. And then at the end of the commercial, he said, and that's what makes me great. It's the fact that I've taken the losses and done all of this work and still have to feel what it feels like to take L's, even though I didn't work my ass off to be the best. There's no way that you can avoid it. Like, I've always tried to find the bright side of bullshit. That's just always, that's going to be the title of my book,
too.
The Bright Side of Bullshit.
That's hard.
It's being able to have a silver lining perspective about the things that we go through out here. And one of the things that is the silver lining about this game for me is the fact that, man, nobody thought that I was going to be what I am in this game. And I done been lucky enough to been a person that's not overbearing so much that motherfuckers was comfortable enough to let me know that they felt that way. So I done been blessed to be able to get it and be able to
Digest it,
digest it, knowing that they felt that way. I tell you, when I first got on Wild 'N Out, they said they was gonna give 3 episodes. That's all I was touted to do. 3. That's it. Nothing else. That's all they thought that I was going, because nobody knew who I was, because I didn't have a name. You know, at this time, it was only a few people that had names that came on the show. You know, Emmanuel Hudson was, had a name. Timothy DeLaGhetto, James Davis. These are guys that already had motion in regard to what we're talking about, those opportunities in the system.
Yes.
These are the only ones that had
the conveyor
belt.
that
had the distance on the conveyor belt to where it was recognized that they had motion coming into the game, aside from the guys that they brought back who were already cast members from the time that they had it originally, that original run, the OGs, the Corys, the D-Rays, all them guys. So we was just, throw them in a hat, see how they do. So, you only gonna get 3. By the time we finish, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And then when the show premiered, the very first premiere episode of Wild 'N Out season 5, when they came back, after Nick Cannon came and introduced the game, first person you see is me. I'm the first person to come out and do a joke.
What was it like, the first episode? What was that like?
Man, we filmed with Kevin Hart.
First episode.
First day. Kevin Hart.
What was Kevin Hart then?
Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart. Like, he was, this was 2013. This was when he was, I'm talking about super ascending to the, I'm talking about taking off like to the major superstar. Like, that was our first 2 episodes that we shot.
So that's season 5. When you had the 3 episodes, what was that first episode like?
Oh, when we first started shooting 3, that was...
No, when you had the 3 episode agreement with them. When they was like, we're going to give him 3 episodes.
Oh, no, that was just,
Who you shoot with that one with? Or
how that was, how it works is, it's like, this is the structure of it. So they have a certain number of episodes they shoot per season, right? You're guaranteed none at that point. Like, when we first came in, wasn't no guaranteed episodes. So they shot 16 episodes. Whatever it is you display, you do will determine how many you get.
If it's cut in there or not.
Not even that you get cut in, that you get on the stage.
Wow. Okay.
So they have what was called...
what's on the stage will be in this episode, but
no,
you
sir.
might not.
That's another level
it's 2 levels of cuts.
It's 3 levels of cuts.
It's 3 levels of cuts. Y'all better pay attention.
It's 3 levels of cuts. So when you come in, and I just described from our first season, when we came in, we all did our auditions. We made the show. We come in, we do what's called workshops. Now, workshops is where you come in and you workshop the games, all of the different games that they got, your family reunions, and they working out new games that they trying to try, because it's an improvisational show.
Right.
So you in this room like this, and everybody who's supposed to be on the show is working their move and trying to, basically, it's like the what's the name of the show that come on? Hard Knocks, if you will. How you watching Hard Knocks and they start off with a whole bunch of people, and then when the season starts and they doing cuts and all of that, that's what basically workshops is.
Flavor of Love
that type of shit. So we doing that, and we doing our thing in that, but still it's only a certain amount of slots that they can give, because you got the OGs coming back, and they got to show them, because they feeling like that's what they need.
They got an audience.
They got to have they got a following.
Right.
So we need them eyes to be able to watch this show.
Right.
Because
it take a lot to take him out that they know that they
put
know, him in
and
that they don't know.
Nobody know.
Right.
So they was like, okay, you good, but don't nobody know you. So how good can you really be? And in our position, you know, I say the me, the Loses, the conceited.
So who was there? Was that? Did all y'all start at that same time?
Yeah,
that 3-episode agreement thing.
Me and Low started when it was no guaranteed agreement. Like when I say they was telling me that I was only going to do 3.
Agreement.
Yeah, it was just word of mouth.
Wow.
This is one of the head producers that said we were only going to give you like 3 shows at first until you got on stage and just started doing everything that you were doing. So that's what I mean as far as my work. I've always let my work speak for me. I ain't never got to show up and do no whole bunch of talking. I ain't never been that person anyway. I'm going to show up and I'm going to do what it is and I'm supposed to do it at the highest level. And once you get to that point, you get on the stage. Now, everybody's on the stage. If you ever come to a taping of Wild 'N Out, everybody goes. Everybody that you see on the cast when they do that intro, they go. They get a turn. But so the show that we shoot is 2 hours.
Wow.
The show that you see is 17 minutes with commercials. So they got to trim down 2 hours worth of shit in the 17 minutes.
That's the third cut.
That's the third cut.
So you done got through the first cut on stage, and you still might not make it.
Still might not make it. That's why Corey Holcomb gave me the best game I ever got in regards to Wild 'N Out. My first workshop, that first day, that nigga walked in, and I was like, hey, that's the nigga I got to go at, just because I had so much respect for him. And we went at it, and then afterwards he said, man, look, let me tell you something about this show. He said, find you something to do that identifies you on this motherfucker. Because if you don't, you're going to be one of them niggas they see clapping on the intro, and that's going to be the only time they see you.
Right.
And that's the realest shit ever. You got so many people that have been on that show throughout the years of us being on there, because it's only 4 of us left from season 5 that was that original cast. That's myself, Carlos, Emmanuel, and Conceited from the original reinception. And you got so many different people that have been on that show, and I done seen people I'm talking about full watch parties, and they come on, hey, get introduced. You'll never see them again.
That. Wow.
That's it. That's how the game
So
goes.
that first who was there? Your first episode when you ain't had no agreement, you was just hustling. Give me a paper towel if you don't mind, brother. Appreciate it. Who was there? Like, was it any celebrity there that y'all was shooting with? Was
Yeah,
Wild 'N
Kevin
Out
Hart.
much? So
Kevin
that was
Hart
Kevin Hart.
Our first episode of season 5, we was doing 2-a-days at first. The 3 didn't come till later on down the line. Our first show,
While he was smoking hot.
super duper hot. I'm talking about.
And you in here trying to make a name next to a nigga on fire.
I mean, super fire, nigga. I'm talking about this nigga's Johnny Flame fire at this time. This one, I'm talking about going super worldwide and all of that. So we all in there trying to figure out what we gonna do and who we are in that moment next to Nick Cannon.
And it was you, Nick, which is another
giant.
Space.
You know what I'm saying?
Him, Kevin Hart.
Nick was the team captain versus Kevin Hart the first 2 episodes. And it was the season premiere and the season finale. We shot them. That was our first 2 shows.
Goodness.
That was the first
and
2.
You smoked that.
And had to. We ain't had no choice. Like, you got to go out.
Was there any other big names on there that we know, like that was alongside you that wasn't big then, but
Carlos.
Of course, Carlos, yeah.
Shit. From season 5?
Yeah. What is it on now? 15 or something?
Nah, 23.
God.
Yeah. I think we just shot season 20.
You done
23.
done from season 5 to
season on, yeah. I done been there since then. From 5 on, we all have.
Wow.
And certain people have came. You know, you got Fly that came in, and you know what I mean. You got people that have
Is
came.
Is he still there?
Yeah, we all still there. We all still.
When did he come in?
He came in season, I think it was 8 or 9. Season 8 or 9. Because
did Wild 'N Out help establish you financially?
Yeah, man. Financially, not originally, but it gave me that springboard. It gave me a credit and a name. To where I was able to develop off of that, because at first I was just that guy off the show, but that's all I needed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because before that I was, who the fuck are you?
Right.
And then it's an uphill battle. You know, I was able to do it, but it's just, it gives you a level of ease when you show up with that. Oh, I know him from that thing. It's just like you being a podcaster when you first started versus the Loon now. When you show up and you in them rooms, if you're in a room full of podcasters, now they know. because you didn't establish yourself.
Right.
So that's what wilding out is. It's a springboard. You ain't supposed to
So
get
the
rich
money
off
at
wilding
first-
out.
You
The
don't
money
think
was
so?
no.
I'm saying you don't think you're supposed to get rich off of it. They making a lot of money.
I
off
mean,
wilding
but
out.
yeah, they
It's
are.
a lot of people to pay. though.
Yeah, and
That's how I know they can't be paying that much.
and
There's
it's
so many
and
people.
it's at the end of the day, this is Nick Cannon presents. Like this is his baby and his dream. He gave us an opportunity based off of him being the type of nigga that want to give opportunities. But the good part about Nick is that he ain't putting niggas in no 360 deals
Right.
either.
Because he could.
He
do a
could have.
non-compete.
He
Yeah.
could have got it. I'm talking about
Yeah.
at the time when he got us,
And
that
niggas would've
nigga
done
could have
it.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, without question, could have put us in a 720, fuck a 360. But he didn't do none of that.
Half of it, the industry didn't know either, though. That was a weird time. They didn't know these cameras and mics was gonna pop up, and y'all were gonna be able to turn that into this podcast that takes off, and then the comedy take off at the same time.
Yeah,
and then
but the type
it
of
was
nigga
hard to
Nick
see
is,
that.
I
ain't
can
saying-
say
I ain't even.
he wouldn't have done that.
It could have came from over his head.
Yeah, mind you, but that type of person that he is,
would've fought
he
that.
would have fought that. I give him that.
Back then.
he would have fought that, but he would have been a nigga that because he came from out the game on
I'm
that
saying
other
it
side.
would've- What I'm saying is, it would have seemed harmless back then to have that in the contract to say, "Hey, non-compete," because compete with who?
Yeah,
this is MTV.
you right about
so that's
that.
what I mean. Not necessarily that they putting in, because you would have to see this coming, and there's no way to see. It's no way to have saw this thing turning into this.
I totally agree with that. So you right
But it
about
could
that
have been
part.
harmless from a perspective of, hey, let's just throw that in. Because it's a lot of shit in contracts. It's like,
Yeah,
why? What
yeah.
is this?
Words
This
you don't understand. Contract can make you realize you don't speak English too good.
For sure.
If you ain't never read one, you better get
it's
you a
so many
dictionary.
people
It's so
like,
many
what is
words in there
this? Yeah.
that you got to really. And I've read contracts and have really had to make myself. And that's the power of the internet and all that you can
Yeah, nah, you
Google
can
it now.
translate it.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
hey,
still rough
you
with
think
that.
you speak English, nigga?
You don't know
You look
nothing.
at one of them contracts.
Them lawyers,
yeah.
even going to lawyer court, going to court, they go show you how to put some words
Oh,
together,
yeah.
and some scenarios, some
All that.
trickery.
So-
with them same words you out here using on the corner that ain't doing nothing for you.
At all. So that's
Nick can take them same. We all sharing the same words, man.
Yeah, but,
Ain't that something?
yeah, but when you take that pen, that's why the pen way more powerful than the pistol will ever be.
But even with your words with comedy, you ain't creating no new motherfucking words. I'm putting words together in a way and making niggas laugh. That mean I know my economy of words. I'm working this shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing something with the same words you got, but you can't seem to make people laugh with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You
It's
can't
like,
make
it's
them
something-
digest. You know what I
it's
mean?
something with that, man. Like, damn, I just thought about that. Like, we all sharing. It ain't like even with my podcast going crazy. I ain't creating no words.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't creating no.
But it's your level of understanding of the words that you're using, and when you speak them, it's a different level of passion that comes out. It's just like I said about the contracts, they could have got us. You right about that,
Yeah.
without question. They could have got us,
Cause y'all would have signed
and
that.
we would have signed
MTV,
it. And
Nick
then
Cannon.
even some of the shit that we did sign was like high.
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't put us in a 360 deal on top of the deal that we already signed with him, that's what I mean. It's like what I think about being signed to a rapper. Like, the rapper is signed to Interscope or Universal, and then you sign to him. And so now everything that he is, got to be subscribed to, you are now subscribed to that and his terms.
Yes.
That's what he didn't do to us. So it allowed us to just be subscribed to the terms of the Viacom deal, which, were very clear cut and dry. This is what it is.
I mean, he ate without having to do that. But I wonder what his thinking was behind that. Cause he ate without he got some money without having to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what it is. Just,
But see, there's been a lot of situations to where Nick Cannon could have motherfucker just gone ahead and just fucked the shit out of them. Because I just sit here and watch some of the motherfucking shit that the motherfucker did, and I even question some of the shit. Don't get me wrong, I ain't no motherfucker that know contracts. I don't know none of that shit, dog. I ain't trying to front like I do. But I'm just saying, man. Some of that shit you can see be like, what the fuck they on?
I know that's what I would liken it to, is the fact that, he still had us in the capacity that he had us in regards to the fact that it's one thing to give a nigga opportunity. It's another thing to stand beside him while you giving it to him.
And if he's
Peep the sauce, nigga, preach.
done that for y'all, it's very important.
I mean, you think about the context of Wild 'N Out since the time we got there. He's always been the joke in some capacity. And he had enough power to be able to make it so, man, y'all niggas don't say a motherfucking thing about me. You niggas better figure out. You better figure out a way around this shit, nigga. I don't want to hear no jokes about nothing that got nothing to do with me. And we'd have had to navigate that.
Yes.
And he never did that.
Right.
He always allowed us to, he stepped into an arena that he created as a player equally to the motherfuckers he gave the opportunity to be in the game for.
That's dope.
That's different.
That's very different.
That's different. That's like Jerry Jones coming down, putting a helmet on and saying, lining up.
Yeah.
And saying, nigga, let's run it this way. That's what he did. That's what makes him different in that regard.
Right.
So him giving us that opportunity while still, you know, being in a position where he still we show up and elevate his brand to the highest level when we in that space. Once that shit say cut, nigga, go get what you gonna get.
Yeah.
And God bless you.
Yeah.
May God be with you.
When they fired him that time, how did that work?
I mean, shit, that was above our pay grade, to be honest with you.
Did they try to keep y'all?
No, I mean, no. Yeah. We all got let go too. And even if they would have.
Y'all see, like though, let me go ahead and peel that back right there. Now, like though, this is where we get to know the truth right here behind Wild 'N Out. This is when they all got fired. What it at? This is when Nick got fired. He came back apologizing.
While still, you know, being in a position where he still we show up and elevate his brand to the highest level when we in that space. Once that shit say cut, nigga, go get what you gonna get.
Yeah.
And God bless you.
Yeah.
May God be with you.
When they fired him that time, how did that work?
I mean, shit, that was above our pay grade, to be honest with you.
Did they try to keep y'all?
No, I mean, no. Yeah. We all got let go too. And even if they would have tried to keep us, we wasn't going like that.
Yeah, because back then people were saying, man, they ain't stopping. They going. I'm like,
nah, they would have had to go without us, you know, and that's the thing that makes it so, you know, important to us, because we come from that space and nobody knew what it. Even Nick didn't know if that shit was gonna work. He was just, you know, bringing it back.
Though, bro.
Yeah, he was just bringing it back.
Though, I'm talking about. Remember that time, bro, when he went through whatever he said and all that shit happened. That boy was out on the island by himself, what it looked like publicly.
Yeah.
It felt like.
But that was by choice too, though.
Yeah,
he chose to do that. He ain't let nobody else come. It was motherfuckers that was trying to come to his defense. And he'll tell you, like, man, I'm standing on what I got to stand on my own. But for us, the thing that he appreciated and respected about us being the, you know, some of the stars of the shows that he created, we let it be known, like, man, we ain't doing none of that without him. Because without him, we wouldn't be doing none of this.
Right.
And that's important to us. Like, we know that we very cognizant of the fact that this is what brought the light to us in a capacity that we didn't have it prior to this show existing. Ain't no other show like this that ever existed outside of In Living Color. But even In Living Color only lasted for a certain amount of time. This shit done had 20 plus seasons.
There's
this nigga
very few things that's had that many
seasons, period.
Black, white, indifferent.
Of anything. You got to look at some shit like Real World, or you got to go into that Survivor bag, that different type of, and this is a show that's centered around our culture and has always been centered around our culture and produces stars. Like Kevin Hart was a cast member. Cat Williams was a cast member. Corey Holcomb was a cast member. DeRay Davis was a cast member of Wild 'N Out. And that was before we came. And now this same platform, now you can say DC Young Fly was a cast member. Chico Bean was a cast member. Carlos Miller was a cast member. Emmanuel Hudson was a cast member of this same show that produced these, I'm talking about superstar comedians whose names are going to live on forever. We come out that same bowl. So it's like we refuse to be a part of that bowl without the motherfucker who created the bowl. You know what I'm saying?
And that's great to hear, man, because at that time, I'm telling you, man, like everybody, not y'all, but I'm just saying the industry just felt weird. Like,
Oh, nigga, how you think it felt for us, brother? I was watching. I never watched the show, Loon. I never watched this shit. But it was an episode that I was excited to see. The Lost Boys was the team captain. And when I tell you these niggas was so happy to be there, like I couldn't wait to see what they edited into the show because this was one of the funniest shows. And that shit is on, and Nick about to introduce the game, man. West Philadelphia, born and raised. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? I know I paid my cable bill, nigga. Why the fuck is Fresh Prince on? They cut that shit off like that.
For real.
Took it right off the air like that. Middle of this
How
nigga
long?
introducing it was probably a good 5 minutes into the show. It just came on.
Snatched him off.
Boom. Fresh Prince. Just like that.
Hit a button.
And then
They might have forgot it was
and then
rolling.
and then right after that, check the phone. Boom. It's right there. It's over with. Been pulled.
What, email?
Yes,
text,
sir.
man?
Email. Like that. That's how fast it happened.
God.
And this is during the pandemic, so we like, nigga, what the? We already fired.
Right.
Because it's COVID didn't fired us. Now we double fired. Like, god damn. But, you know, it's just one of those things about, like I said, having that perspective and that perseverance. If we would have been in a position where it's like, all right, man, I'm thirsty for it, man. Hey, but as soon as they offer opportunity, I'm jumping on it. Then now, when you look back on that as a person that's looking back on history, what do you look like as a
Right.
nigga that jumped on that goddamn ship after
Right.
that shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that would have looked nasty.
It's the long game,
Yeah,
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the long game, and that's the way you gotta. It's like, you know, like another one of those mind tricks, the gambler's fallacy, like the ability to make you feel like you can predict luck.
That's what I'm saying. See, peep the sauce, man. It's the long game, man. A lot of niggas can't last, man. This is why they be on the bullshit that they own. Let's keep it real and 100, man. It's the long game, man. Peep the sauce.
Can't predict
can't.
luck.
That's
It's impossible.
Yeah.
But as a
Even if you right,
but
you
the
wrong.
gambler is going to assume
why they
that
sit
that's
there
why
at
they
the-
sit there all day,
the
man,
coin
for one
machine
more,
and
and then
all
I
that,
just
yeah.
if I just do this or if I roll the dice this way, if it's just don't touch me. All of those things are just your way of feeling like if I do this, this is going to happen. But the long game is being able to understand that there is no prediction for luck. You can walk out here tomorrow and get smacked upside your head and never be the same motherfucker again. But what you can predict is your action and how you conduct yourself. And what I see as important is knowing don't take your ass over to that table.
Right.
That's how you play the long game.
Right.
The long game is knowing that I got a problem, and if I go sit over here, I'm gonna be over here for 6.5 hours.
Right.
I gotta have the discipline to be able to see some shit that I know is gonna give me that dopamine rush and that feeling that I know that I've always been addicted to prior to me having the discipline to separate myself from it, look at it, and be able to stare it in the face and say, and walk the other way.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
you stay out here for the long time.
And Bren, when you look again, that's a future.
Peep the sauce, man. Peep the sauce. It's all about dodging temptation. Temptation is what kills careers. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Still, y'all don't think I've been sitting here listening to this because I've been sitting here smoking. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This man is on some shit. Peep the sauce, man.
Reward. I think we have to start to look at life like that. Like, yo, I'm giving myself a reward in the future. Like if I'm working out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't right now that it might not, but
Yeah.
that's a future
It's a
reward.
future
if you
reward.
getting up and you working at something or you working on comedy, you writing jokes.
Yeah.
Boy, when I get on that stage
And
with
give 'em
these
this one, yeah.
you see what I'm saying? These are future rewards. And sometimes people go their whole life and they only live in the present moment.
Yeah, and that's you. I mean, the present is all that really exists.
Yeah.
Because the past is gone, and you don't know what's tomorrow. But you got to be able to have. If you can have, you know, like they say in the Bible, the faith of a mustard seed. If you got the faith to be able to believe, you know, that whatever, you know, and that's the thing. People constitute whatever they want to constitute for whatever it is they want to have that emotional, positive feeling about. So you just got to adapt that to your livelihood and your success. Like you got to be okay with knowing that, hey man, I might not get it today, but if I'm giving tomorrow, that's another opportunity for me to grab whatever it
Yes.
is I want.
And then you got to know, you know, as much as the present is the moment, you gotta know that you gotta plan and prepare, man.
Yeah.
Even if you not here tomorrow, this
Somebody
world
will
don't
be.
stop.
The world don't stop.
Yeah, and you got people you leaving
Yeah.
here tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
And so, like, you got to get yourself and them people, and just you got to plan for the future. That's my thing, man. You got to, like me, like you saying, I'm always looking at life saying, right now I don't got what, because to be honest, I need to be making millions off this. This how I feel when I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night. I'm operating at a level that with the right team, I can make millions off of this.
Okay, but that my question to you is, if you're not making millions off of it right now, do you allow yourself to feel stagnated because it's not happening right now?
Bow. Peep the sauce. That's what I'm saying, man. Cause see, that's the same shit I'm going through. I got so much motherfucking talent. I feel as though since I'm not making millions by now, what the fuck is the problem? How come it's not happening right now? I got all the talent in the motherfucking world. I could do it all. But I'm aggravated with why it's not happening right now. That's the problem I'm having. And he just hit that right on the head. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all think I'm not listening, man, because I'm sitting here smoking. Dog, taste the sauce, man.
Though millions don't exist in the future, as you said.
Yeah,
like,
no, but I'm not stagnated, but I'm impatient. And that's what I'm working
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I'm reading a book again because I read it a long time ago called Blink. And it talks about in the moment, you being too caught in the moment and knowing how to think in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can get too caught up in the future or the past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to think also in the moment while you're planning. So it's like a dance that I have to get myself through, but I don't necessarily feel stagnant. Let me ask you this. What's something that now you would take out of a Viacom contract that was in there back then? Like, what's something that you like now probably ain't there because y'all are established. Y'all got leverage now. So
the cycle system.
what does that mean?
The cycle system is when you sign for a certain number of cycles. And what a cycle is a season, if you will. So if you sign a contract for 3 cycles, then that means that they establish how much you can make within those cycles. So the first cycle is a certain number. The second cycle they have set that you only can make this much more than that first number, and in the third cycle you only can make this much more than that first and second number. And then after that cycle is over, then you get to renegotiate your contract. That would be the part that I would take out, the cycle part of it, just letting it be season per season based on
Reevaluate
performance.
after
You know what I'm saying? Right. And then if you get a long-term contract, your long-term contract could be a set number of or a set amount versus them being able to determine how much you can make versus what everybody else is making.
Is that incentive based?
No, it's just the way that they set it up because there's
Performance-based.
so many different people. And then you have different types of contracts. You have what's called favored nations. And then what favored nations is when everybody makes the same amount of money. That's favored nations. And you have to have that in certain capacities to keep certain shit from happening within the workplace in those type of environments. Because if you have somebody doing the same amount
Everybody
of work,
bang you on the head.
you know what I mean, and we doing the same job, and then you look up and you see that I'm making $50,000 a podcast and you making $6,000 a podcast, but we doing the same job and we doing the same amount of work. There's no way that you can be able to stop that.
This is what they're doing at jobs and all this other stuff. Let me throw that back one more again. Let me throw that back just so y'all understand what you signed yourself into when you signed your contract. I'm telling y'all, man, look, y'all don't think I'm listening, man. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, pay attention.
Incentive based?
No, it's just the way that they set it up because there's
Performance-based.
so many different people. And then you have different types of contracts. You have what's called favored nations. And then what favored nations is when everybody makes the same amount of money.
That's your job. A favored nations contract, thus an application. This is why they got y'all in certain categories in the job because y'all own a favored nations contract. Man, look, I got to break this shit down, man.
That's favored nations. And you have to have that in certain capacities to keep certain shit from happening within the workplace in those type of environments, because if you have somebody doing the same amount of work,
bang you on the head.
you know what I mean, and we doing the same job, and then you look up and you see that I'm making $50,000 a podcast and you making $6,000 a podcast, but we doing the same job and we doing the same amount of work. There's no way that you can be able to stop that conversation from happening, and that's going to create a problem within the workspace. So when they have those types of situations, they call it favored nations. Everybody's getting the same amount of money.
It's podcast doing that now. Like, not favorite. What's it called?
Favored nations.
Not,
That's why. Look, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look, pay attention. Pay motherfucking attention. This is what they doing to y'all at y'all job, man. Pay attention.
favorite nations, but they're paying people different scales that's sitting on the same podcast. And that's going to blow up at some point because it gets messy that way.
Yeah.
Somebody will say, yo, I'm making 8,000. He making 14,000.
Yeah.
We hit the same amount of hours, the same day. So, but how do they carve out people like you, DC, Carlos?
I mean, they don't. Everybody else just gets the benefit from the way that, you know, that it's like.
So y'all raised the actual number for everybody.
Yeah, that we raised it.
Y'all raised the budget for the
whole. It's just like this.
Wow.
It's like the way I explain it is, if you play for the Patriots and you the 53rd man on the roster, you still get a ring. Still get a ring. You might not make the exact amount of money that Tom Brady make, but you still get to celebrate the ring. The difference between what we do is everybody gets to celebrate in the same capacity when you have certain people within the space because of favorite nations. Everybody is going to be able to say, all right, because this person negotiated this number, everybody that's in that tier is going to get that number.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's your money.
Yeah, but I mean, the good part about it is in that space you understand it because of the environment.
Well, yeah, and then you letting people eat.
And everybody, and it's the environment,
so
right?
I'm me, so I can go get some more paper.
Yeah, and that's what came with the 85 South. And understanding and Los having the vision to be able to say, you know what? If we step over here and do this, then we create the narrative. We the coaches now. And then from everything that we learned in this game, we can apply it over here and elevate it and do it this way. But still over on this side, we like, man, we want everybody to, especially the guys that come from our era. We all have a affinity to this space because we all know that it helped make us who we are. It gave us that springboard to be able to, and it's a credit that still counts, and it's always gonna count. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how long we in this game at a high level, that name wilding out, people are gonna know it's kids from, I'm talking about from 2 years old to 82 years old, and they both are gonna come up and say, I remember seeing you on this, or I watch you on this particular platform. And it's very difficult to find that space. So when you get to a point where everybody gets the benefit from that come from the checks that we was making when we first came, we all cool with it. But everybody gets the benefit in that regard. Is it a lot of money
floating around?
In what regard, over there or just in general?
I know y'all getting money. I'm saying, because I'm wondering how the television industry is. You know what I'm saying?
It is a lot of money floating around.
Or they playing the boxing game saying that, or the Super Bowl game, where it's like you performing here means more than the money will give you.
I am Brian James. This is DeDonte Farmer. We are the Strangest Fruit podcast. We did meet 7 years ago in Corcoran State Prison, but today we're out. We're active in our community.
So as my brother from another color and another mother, but still my brother, just said, we provide equality. We provide a platform for those who are unable to speak, those who feel like they've been forgotten, especially those who are inside. And we advocate for anybody that has some type of realness going on, you know. And we provide comedic relief. We got good music and we got good food. You know, this is for the soul. So holla at us, subscribe on all platforms because we are there. See you soon, fam.
It's that springboard to be able to, and it's a credit that still counts, and it's always gonna count. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how long we in this game at a high level, that name wilding out, people are gonna know it's kids from, I'm talking about from 2 years old to 82 years old, and they both are gonna come up and say, I remember seeing you on this, or I watch you on this particular platform. And it's very difficult to find that space. So when you get to a point where everybody gets the benefit from that come from the checks that we was making when we first came. We all cool with it, but everybody gets the benefit in that regard. Is it a lot of money
floating around?
In what regard? The coach, I'm the everything. Right. I'm the owner of the team. I'm the coach. I'm the janitor, nigga. I'm the motherfucker that's putting the chair. If a chair break, I'm the nigga coming to screwing the screw down and make it. When you do that and you show up and people get to see that that's what they paying for, when you go back over there, now it's like, hey, you can't pay me the same as you did when I left, because now I can go over here and it might not be as big of a game. I might be at the Rucker now, but it's going to be motherfuckers standing on top of each other and they going to pay whatever it is I want them to pay to see me do it.
Yeah, and not only are we selling tickets to the Rucker, we done picked up some more games. So we got T-shirts for the E4. We got headband for the E4. We got a subscription thing for the E4. We done figured some game out.
So it's like when you go back over there, you know what I mean? It's a different conversation, and the conversation still has to be had, because that's the, it's not what I've learned is not what you worth, is what you can negotiate. Who gives a fuck what you worth?
Right.
How good can you negotiate? Because there's some motherfuckers out here that ain't worth shit, but they got a hell of a negotiator on their team, or a mean talk game to where they didn't talk their way into some shit into situations. So it's like it's something you got to navigate. But you only learn that over time. That's why I'm like, in talking to you, that patience is necessary. Whatever you need to do to kind of step into being able to understand that, bro, like, for me being on this side of the game and watching you, Slim, niggas ain't did what you done did. Yeah. So try to put yourself in the perception of step outside, like that situation that we talked about that you had to do at the shop.
Yeah.
What does that look? What does you sitting here now look like to that you at that point?
Yeah,
and what would you exactly? Yeah. Would you still be like, man, I got to get there? You gonna be like, nigga, what? Yeah. You mean to tell me I can stop doing all? I ain't got to worry about that, and I'm just sitting down just doing this. So apply that now, and I'm telling you, man, you're a big dog. You can't trip over the small treats. And as much as you may think that them checks is like, I don't even know the best way to explain it, Loon. Like, it's like at one point, right, everybody wanted to have an HBO special. Every comedian in the world
Comedy Central too at one
wanted
point,
an HBO or Comedy Central special.
Yeah.
You ain't heard nobody talk about neither one of those in the past 6-7 years, because everybody want a Netflix special now. You understand? So you think about the people who blew their load, doing everything that they can, feeling like, man, fuck the game, I got to get on HBO. You ain't even give your chance to time. Yeah. You give yourself a chance to get to the Netflix side of the game, because your energy fucked you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's important, and again, that's why I'm reading those books, because I see myself.
I'll give you another one, Outliers. You should read Outliers.
I've read that. I need to read it again.
You need to read it again, man, because that's one that kind of explains where you at in regards to the positioning that you in now and what you looking at in regards to the game, and how you feel like, man, I'm supposed to have this level of success, which you are. But right now, you not getting it at this moment mean that ain't the bag that you supposed to get. And honestly, if you force yourself in a position to get it, you'll never get the one that you're supposed to get.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's about just staying patient. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Like, but it's important for me to identify it and just watch it and notice, yo, bro, you getting a little fidgety. You getting, because right now, bro, I done won, bro.
You have.
I ain't nobody. I won.
You got me stuck on the mind tricks. You suffering from the Zeigarnik effect. The Zeigarnik effect is just your ability to, you so caught up on a goal or a task or a specific goal or task that you can't wrap your mind around, and you could become consumed with the thought of this specific task. But once you accomplish the task, then you immediately give yourself another task to be overwhelmed with.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
And you got to separate yourself outside of that.
At the baby.
Yeah, you could have.
And I done 50 more things.
Exactly.
Like coming from the street to doing that and getting a deal with Revolt, I could have right then hung it up. I'm done.
Right.
I did 90 things after that and still like.
Right, you done did the Breakfast Club. You done did all of the major platforms. You come out the streets. You gotta be able to have that, that hindsight. I think people lose the value of hindsight. Like,
but it's because of consumption. I'm consumed. My work and life balance is warped now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have the same life balance that I had. Like, it's like everything I do, my phone rings all the time. It's somebody about this shit. If somebody needs something about this. It's never, that's why I gotta keep this with me and keep something in my ear because, again, I done lost my tribe.
Yeah, but in the same sense, when you say your phone ringing and there's somebody that want this and
that's
somebody that want that,
though. It's what I
that's what
prayed
you
for.
asked for.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
the ones that they calling now, it don't come with half of the trauma and troubles
Right,
that
that's
came
what
with
I'm
what niggas
saying.
was hitting you for.
So I love it. I love it. I'm in love with it. And I think, but that's what I'm saying. I love it so much that it is consuming me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm so happy and proud of me and my family that I done left that and it really done it. This shit really worked.
Yeah.
I thought I was for sure gonna have to come back and do some other, but this shit really works. So now I'm consumed. It's like,
is that what you do for yourself, for your peace of mind? Is the consumption
Yeah.
of information?
Yes.
Is that what puts you at ease and
Yeah.
and put, man, whatever you can do to do as much of that as you possibly can, do that, because that separates you from that thought process that's consuming you, if you will.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that your separation tool is, or your unplugging from the matrix, if you will.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, you've afforded yourself to be able to do that as much as possible now, because it's necessary for you to be able to manage the thoughts that's going to come into your mind as more successes and failures come
Right.
in this game that we in.
Yes.
So subscribe to you.
and you know what I be telling myself is, I don't know, it's weird, bro, because I'm saying, Loon, it's something that's happening because I'm not a part of the crowd, right? I stick out. And that's what you want to do. You want to stick out, right? But the programming says that the money is in the crowd because of the marketing. When I know better off my studying, ain't no money in the crowd. It's cap. It's like, it's marketing. It's a tool to, like, I mean, even you were saying, like, yo, you could be on TV and be in a situation where you ain't really got it.
Yeah.
Or if you got it, you don't spend it in a way where people will look at you and
Like
know you got it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That was something that I had to, make other people understand, because it never bothered me none. I never forget, we was doing this little event. We was having a cookout, right? And for all the kids in the community and all that. And I was still driving my Saturn Vue at this time. By the time I traded in, that bitch had 300,000 miles on it, nigga.
Yeah.
But I don't give a fuck about. I've had, at least in my environment, at the level that I was at in life, I've had those things that people look at and say, "Ooh, look at him." Like, that was at one point was all I prided myself on being, was a nigga that showed up like, look at me, and look what I got.
Right.
Because I got it on my own.
Yeah.
So I know what that feels like. I know what that type of attention is. And after I got to the point where I made it on, that shit meant nothing
you
to
don't
me.
want that
Even at the
attention.
beginning of my career, I was over that part of it. So
That's a blessing for you, for black men, because most black men are consumed
they
with
never
that.
had it, and then when they
Yes.
get it, that's all
It's
they worried
over
about.
with,
It was in
yeah.
reverse for me. I had already had that I'm talking about since a young nigga. I done already had that level of attention. So by the time I got to where I had made it in my mind, and the reality of really making it beyond what, like I said, that patch of grass that I went and saw, man, I'm totally locked into making sure my vision is what all I'm paying attention to. But everybody around me, I had to kind of train them, because my man at the cookout got into an argument with a motherfucker because one of the kids and said, "Is Chico Bean here?" They said, "Chico Bean here." And they was like, "Yeah, his car right there." And the little boy looked and was like, "Man, Chico Bean ain't gonna drive no car look like that." And mind you, the dude then said something to the little boy and then checked the little boy, "Hey, man," and they got into a little disagreement about him checking the little boy. And I'm like, man, look, man, why is you even engaging? That's a child.
Yeah,
That's what he's supposed to think. But the fact
It's
that you care
programming.
is my problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because why do
Right.
you give a fuck
Right.
about the fact
When
that
you
this
know
little
better.
boy
Yeah.
feel like that? That's how he's supposed to feel. Nigga, I'm not supposed to be driving this car being a nigga on TV.
Right.
But I don't care. And you know me well enough to know that that's all that matters.
Right.
But that perception and that perspective is one that say saved me from going through a lot of the bullshit that comes with celebrity and getting caught up in it. And that's why I was able to be patient in my process, because it's like, Slim, I won in an environment that it's the hardest to win, and I come from out the jungle.
But that's what make you think I'm supposed to be winning 10 times over.
It don't work like that.
I won what, nigga, it meant something to really win.
Because it's more niggas that think like the motherfucker who checked the little boy than ever think like a nigga like me think. So you think about, like you said, you standing out in the crowd. At some point, when you standing out of the crowd, you got to be able to stand, look at you. Yeah. Because the group is over there and you on this island by yourself, and you got to be content and saying, all right, fuck all you niggas over there. I'm cool.
And but this is what I'm saying, because I also been watching Drake, right, and what he's going through with media. There's fatigue with judgment, but you got to be prepared for it when you in this position, especially when you at a high level doing it.
Yeah, without
question. You
question.
gotta know, bro. They coming with the judgment, bro. It's part of it.
The rule of 10 is gonna be 3 people who can't stand you. That's something I learned from Charlamagne. It's gonna be 3 people who love you, 3 people who hate you, and 4 people who don't give a fuck. Yeah. So what you focus on? My focus has always been getting them 4 people that don't give a fuck to love me or hate me.
Right.
That's my goal.
Make them feel something.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
I don't want you on the fence.
As a comedian, that's the getting booed. You've evoked some type of emotion out of these people, but when they just looking at you in silence.
Did y'all catch the Sauls? Back it up, boy. Did y'all catch the Sauls?
Been watching Drake, right, and what he's going through with media. There's fatigue with judgment, but you got to be prepared for it when you in this position, especially when you at a high level doing it.
Yeah, without question.
You gotta know, bro. They coming with the judgment, bro. It's part of
the rule of 10 is gonna be 3 people who can't stand you. That's something I learned from Charlamagne. It's gonna be 3 people who love you, 3 people who hate you, and 4 people who don't give a fuck. Yeah. So what you focus on? My focus has always been getting them 4 people that don't give a fuck to love me or hate me.
Right.
That's my goal.
Make them feel something.
You know what I mean? Like that's.
I don't want you on the fence.
As a comedian, that's the getting booed. You've evoked some type of emotion out of these people, but when they just looking at you in silence, that's something different.
That's rough.
They don't know what's going
on. With that? That's
not as a comedian, but as a I've been on stage. A step show I did when I was in college. My fraternity did the Circle City Classic, nigga, and I'm talking about an arena that we just did at the 85 South show, which was crazy to me. Just the way that shit worked. But boy, when I tell you, it was dead silent in that bitch when we was up there stepping. I'm talking about niggas was just, and you could see it like they was like, what the fuck? And when they announced Winston-Salem State, Alpha Phi Alpha, nigga, none of the people that was with us even clapped. They ain't even want to know they was with us. Yeah. So knowing that, and that is what motivated us to come back for the homecoming show, because we got too full of ourselves. We thought, oh nigga, we the best shit out. Not knowing that perspective that I had when you show up and there's some other motherfuckers who really do this shit. They ain't all that bullshitting we did the night before at that hotel room pool faking. Man, some niggas up there that really dogs, they do this shit. And these niggas embarrass the fuck out us. And that's what we got for being too full of ourselves. And I learned that lesson before I ever became an entertainer as my career. So once I became an entertainer by my career, man, you never know when your last show gonna be. So you gotta treat everyone like it's your last one.
Is every crowd, because now we just gonna get into the comedian
shit.
Because
every crowd is different. Every crowd
That's what I'm saying. So, because I've seen Bill Burr get booed and then turn the crowd around.
Yeah, because you got
like they were booing and boo.
Yeah,
he get on their
because you don't give a fuck.
And then they turn around, they stand in ovation.
That because you got to be confident enough to be up there saying what you really feel. The motherfuckers who get booed and leave was bullshitting. I don't care if you don't like my perception or perspective.
But how do you get that though?
I mean,
I got it, but I'm saying for the people watching, how do you get that to stand in that moment? Because, it's almost like comedians shed imposter syndrome, but I know they don't. Because they when you listen to them talk, a lot of them feel like I hear Rogan a lot say, when they get a standing ovation before he come out or something, for a split second, he's like, fuck, why they clapping? Like,
Yeah.
it's like something that goes on. Like, we still human, man. We know we're good at what we do, but it's like, again, I'm using the same words you got access to.
Right.
I'm talking, you know how to talk. Like,
I think it's, you know, the terminology they use, tears of a clown. You know what I mean? Like that pain that you go through that creates this level of perspective that you're able to make or find humor in things that most people could never find humor in, or you're able to take parts of your own life that most people would be ashamed to show people and be able to wear it and do it in front of a crowd full of people. I think those are the things that make you confident in being able to do it. But what makes you confident in being able to stand on stage is you being able to see it work a number of times.
but what if they boo? Have you ever been booed?
I've never been booed. Well, yeah, I have been booed, but it was on purpose. Like I knew the boos was coming. Like I went to Dallas, and and this is when I first performed in front of Martin, my first time meeting Martin, right?
Watch the full video on It's Up There podcast YouTube and exclusives on Patreon. Get there now.
That there was a plentiful level of snow on the mountain.
Alrighty then, let's cut that. Yeah. Joe though, man. Y'all need to take some time, dog. Check out the sauce from that, man. Cause yo, he was spitting some real game throughout the whole damn thing. He was sitting there telling us, man, the only motherfucking way that he really made it throughout this motherfucker was him being patient, him knowing that he has the talent, him knowing that he has the ability, him knowing that he's going to make it, without him taking all the temptations and the bullshit. He was able to level his mindset to the point to where he know he was going to get it. That's all that was. But yeah. I ain't trying to be all educational and philosophical and shit. But yo, let me get on up out of here, man. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Joe, Rude Dog, holla at you.